Hi, my name is Nitin, and today we are at Hyderabad with our next guest. We have Mr. Goutham Gedela, who is head of commercial business at My Homes Constructions Private Limited, and we are discussing about the opportunities in construction sector with him. Thank you very much, Gautam, for joining us today and giving us your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nathan. It's a pleasure to always, catch up with the fraternity and share our experiences. It
Sure.
also helps the younger
Yeah,
generation as well.
please, introduce yourself to the audience so that they understand your, journey and how you actually happen to be in construction and again leading a sector or position there in the organization.
Actually, an interesting one. Family is filled with civil engineers, so it was a natural choice to do civil engineering. But after civil engineering, with friends, I was thinking to do next what, and realized that to proceed in civil engineering, you need to upskill yourself. So the choice for me at that point of one was to go to Pune to join NICMAR for their general MBA. And it's been a great journey. It's been 18 years in the industry, moved different verticals within the industry, and very encouraging to be part of the industry because the growth is phenomenal.
Very nice to actually see that. And again, general MBA program to a head of construction there. Help me understand that dynamics because people being into civil lands up into technology, and it's something vice versa. And you are contributing fabulously in my home. So help us understand that journey, and probably people who are listening to us might be able to follow your footstep in that direction.
I mean, our industry is land of opportunities now. Correct. When I joined, technology wasn't something which we used to speak much about, but today everything in our industry is related to technology. Civil engineering has become like manufacturing, right? Today we're looking at precision, we're looking at processes, we're looking at technology. So all of this keeps you moving within the industry, and India as is at its tipping point now.
Yeah.
So the growth and scale, what is in the last decade, our industry is just booming phenomenally. Creativity at its peak. So I just encourage the younger generation to look beyond just IT, because I know my friends who've been in IT who look back and say we should have continued in civil engineering.
So help us understand, probably through your examples and how you really started. Given everyone looks at making quick money, and the driving factors for youth and next generation is that who is paying me what, basis which they would drive their interest instead of their interest driving to their career growth path. So probably help us through your example how you landed up there from your general management into construction field, and how have been your growth there, because growth and money are the key driving factors there.
I do agree. I think the new generation is more forward looking than we have been when they started their careers. Said that some stats, just to start with, our industry is the second largest employer. We have 51 million people being employed in our industry, which is not a small number.
Yeah.
We contribute to 9% of India's GDP, right? In the last 23 years, close to $33 billion have come into our industry through FDI, which is the sixth largest in terms of FDI contribution our industry. By 2030, we have 40% of the people we're going to live in urban centers. Today it's 35%. So the opportunities for people in our industry is just phenomenal, right? There's a lot we can do. So that coming to my personal journey, started with doing projects. And then as a general MBA guy, the thought of, what am I doing? Then I realized the civil engineering with a couple of years of project experience catapulted me to actually become a client advisor, where, advising clients coming into India to set up their offices, and then did a bit of valuation, which also helped me understand how numbers work. And then after doing valuations, moved from IPC world, which is property consulting vertical, to a developer function to understand the other side of the coin. So combination of being an advisor to a developer helped me bridge the gap between expectations versus reality.
Yeah.
Correct. Post that, and then if you're aspirational, as you should be always, right? I looked up and said, okay, now doing what to do next. And then one of the things which my clients asked me was, Gautam, you've been working in the industry for more than a decade. But what about your exposure to other cities as well? And that's when I said, yeah, this is a good question. So I moved to Bangalore after my sufficient stint in Hyderabad, and then moved to economic development function. Why I'm giving you this breadth of what all work I've done is that as you work in the industry, the opportunities are you can move from design to project management to also technology. Today, smart buildings are the need of the hour. So somebody who's very creative, somebody who's looking forward, should definitely explore multiple opportunities in our industry, which today is opening up. The salaries starting might not be that great compared to an IT professional, but if you want to have experience of not just developing yourself but making an impact in the world around you, construction industry is the place to be.
Right, and in the long term, taking an example of probably a size of a transaction in commercial real estate, if you are actually part of that transaction, your commission or a bonus would actually surpass your salary sometime. So that
Most
could
times.
be, yeah. So the opportunities are limitless, and as you brought out, valuation, planning, MEP, project management. There are multiple profiles in it, and it's not just anymore the construction on the site. There are multiple roles, starting with the office works in terms of doing evaluation, report, research, and all other things which people do not have a clarity on, and probably again delivering on the product. Probably the let's say take an example of a building. Delivering a building as a project, and passing by and looking at that kind of product that you have delivered. That's a proud moment that you actually look at, and win the every day in that context.
Very true, very true. What you said is because I have many memories where even today, clients do call me and say, "Listen, do you remember that?" I said, "What? Do you remember the building you put us in?" I was like, "Yes, sir." Very proud to to being operating out of this building for so long, and the growth has been phenomenal for clients as well. So the satisfaction you get,
right,
in our industry is far superior than any other industry. Again, there aren't really so many politics in our industry compared to the other industries, right?
Yeah.
Because the spread is large. Correct? The spread is humongous because in our segment, you just real estate. Construction is real estate and urban development. So if you look at real estate, you have multi-asset classes, offices, residential, commercial, parks, malls, retail, you name it.
Yeah.
And urban development, again, you have transportation, what do you want? You have sanitation, you have schools. So the spread is so large that you can actually move from one segment to another in your career progression.
and enough learning opportunities.
Enough learning opportunities.
So, what will be your advice? And you coming from a NICMAR, so for the next generation's young professional who might be looking at building a career in construction and real estate, or probably otherwise, what would be your advice to people to get into this sector?
I mean, for me, the idea is very simple. If you're thinking big, this industry to be in.
Yeah.
Because the numbers are massive. Correct. Finally, if somebody really wants to make a career of having an impact around the world you're going to live in, there's no better industry than this. Correct. Why should we talk of IT? Correct. If you look at our industry today, with BIM coming in, AI coming in, VR coming in, CAD, AutoCADs, everything is upskilling on technology side. So technology is also an option within our industry where you look at a career path if you're so tech savvy.
Right.
Correct. For me, what do you call? If I have to sum it up, if you want to create an impact, this is the industry to join in. I think the only industry where even after you retire, you can still work as a consultant. Correct. Even till your last breath, you can still work. There's so much of opportunity in the industry. Don't look for short term. If you're looking at long term, this is the industry which will give you tremendous growth. This industry, you might start slow, but as you take up, as you get more and more experience, your career trajectory is going to be really fast. You can become an executive within no time. If I have to sum it up in a single sentence, you're not just building structures, you're actually building the future of the nation.
Right. Thank you so much for that's wonderful piece of information, and I'm sure that would be helpful for our audience, and they would look seriously towards the sector, looking at it as a career of choice. Thank you so much for your time. It was really helpful. Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you so much.